How's it going, guys? Today's a huge day as we are installing our first modification to the S5, and of course, I'm going with the P3 gauge because I need to see that data. So stay tuned, guys. So here's what came in the kit. We of course have the display, the OBD2 connector, along with the module box. Here's the assortment of tools we'll be using today. Just your normal plastic trim removal tools, T25 or T30, I can't recall. And of course an 8mm, maybe a nice little 1/4" extension. That's all we should need to install this gauge today. So first things first, we're going to remove the side trim panel. Nice little hole right here. So we have an 8mm here. We have two more right here and right here. Along with it, we have one down here and another over here. Once all the 8mm are removed, we're gonna yank this right here. It's not a friendly yank, but we gotta give it some force, so here we go. Oh, I hate doing this. There it is, guys. It's a little hard, but she's out. So next thing, grab a T20 Torx bit. There's a little bolt right under here. Boom. Now once that's removed, we're gonna use this tool right here. Get it wedged right there, and just a little bit. Now we should. Oh, come on, baby. Whew. So let's probably give it a pull right here. There we go. You can use a pick or your fingers, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and remove this and set this in a safe place. All right, after that, we have an 8mm here and another 8mm here. Bit overkill on the extension there. The 8mm are removed. We now are going to try to remove this plastic panel right here. It is connected right here, so be careful. We're gonna pry over here first and then focus on that next. So, like that. And this thing needs to come out like that. Perfect. Don't forget up here, guys, we have a sensor. So we need to remove that first. Sorry if I'm in the way. Boom, there we go. All right. Well, there she is. We now have it out. It's time to install the P3 gauge. All right, so guys, please put a rag down because you're gonna have the face down like this. You will scratch it up. So let's be gentle and act like we were never there. After that, there's gonna be a wire. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we need to move this out of our way so we can actually disconnect this housing from this. So here we go. Boom. There, good. All right, so that's away from the housing. I don't know if you guys can see, you get these little tabs right here. Boom, just like that. We have the same kind of style on the back side. There is probably no way to show this. Down? All right, so this is, as you guys saw, it always helps to have this in extreme heat. Having cold plastic parts will never get you anywhere. There we go. So now the part is removed. It's time to install the gauge. All right, so next thing, guys, we need to remove these fins. We're gonna remove all of them. Using this tool will probably be the easiest thing. You're gonna apply some pressure in like that. We're gonna hit this one from the back side because again, like we've never been there. Keep them together and save these because you might want them one day when you sell the car. But you should never sell this car. And this all fell off, so. All right, guys, so it's now time to install the gauge. This little tab is gonna go over on this side. This is gonna slide right into the middle here. Straighten the cable out, be gentle with it. And let's shove it in on this side. Go ahead and fish it through. Mine's getting stuck, of course. Keep it in the video for you. Oh, come on. Alrighty. Perfect. Okay. Slide in that hole. Perfect. There we go, guys. All right. Now that we have the digital display installed, we're gonna go ahead and install it into the housing. Kind of want to pivot here. Get it swung in there. Make sure you don't miss. There we go. And perfect. There we go, guys. Like it never happened. Now it's time to go install it into the car. So next thing we need to do, we need to feed this wiring through this real quick. Good about the clip right here. All right. Okay, we're gonna set that there for the meantime. Now it's time to put our power module inside the car. Go ahead and plug this in. Shove this wires back here. For the meantime, guys, I'm gonna be installing a splitter because I'm doing development on tuning it, and that connector is not easy to remove. So we're gonna be installing this. Go ahead and tuck everything away and make it somewhat pretty. We have double-sided tape to hold the module down. It's pretty good, it's not bad. All right, now to assemble everything back. After installing this piece, it's time to install the two 8mm bolts. Install this piece. Next, install the T20 bit. Now it's time to install the bottom trim panel. Wish me luck. Go. And there we go. I've installed the 8mm now. Hand tightening was always the best way to go. Nothing crazy, these are pretty fragile bolts. Go install the cover. Back to where she was. Alright guys, we just installed the P3 gauge. Now let's go over the features that come with it. First of all, we get boost pressure, which I do want to note is not that accurate, but is very close. Right now we're going to spike about 21 PSI, which actually on my VCDS we're at 23 PSI, just for you guys to know. Next we have the speed, which is the vehicle speed. battery voltage. This is the RPMs the car is idling or whatever it's at. Calculated air temperature. Theoretical EGT temperature. Coolant temperature. Ignition timing, which is when the spark happens in the cylinder. Throttle position. Air-fuel ratio. Last but not least, 0 to 60 times. And actually, we're gonna go test that out right now. Let's go see what it's about. Of course, make sure your car is up to operating temperature. This is a beta stage 1 tune, so let's see. It is actually very cold out. It's 36 degrees. My tires are not warm at all. Probably gonna spin it, but let's see what this thing could do. I'm not gonna build too much boost. I know I'm gonna spin the tires, but I just wanna see what it will do, so. As you guys see, it didn't really activate launch control, but I want to show you that it does work. It's kind of a nice little feature. Now let's go play some boost. See what that's all about. Not too bad. More features here. Vehicle speed, 30, 33, 32. It's a little off. As you guys can tell, I told you about that. It's not precise, but it gets you a gist of where it's around. RPMs. Let me spin around, and I'm gonna show you guys the TCU tune. It's still in beta form. We are running through some revisions. It does not like 7,200 RPMs, but we're gonna make it do it. There's no choice here. It's gonna do it one day, but right now we got it shifting at about 7,000 RPMs. Let's do it here. Bad. All right, so the button over here is gonna show you the maximum value that it saw while reading that. 6,918, which is right around there. Calculated air. See how hot this is after doing a couple pulls. 54 Fahrenheit, that's excellent. I mean, it's a very cold day out, 36 degrees here. I expect that. Ignition timing. It's kind of a cool one. I do like to look at ignition timing to see how the car's performing. It is off also. I compared it with VCDS to get the live data. All right, so right now we have air-fuel ratio up, and here's a full throttle pull. Pretty good, not bad. It's following my requested, that's for sure. And we already did 0 to 60 times, so that is it for you guys. That pretty much goes over everything the P3 has to offer. Give you a little in-depth about the P3 gauge, because some of you are going to try to follow it religiously, but guys, the data's off just a little bit, but at least gives you a general idea where you're at. I'd say it's usually off by like 2%, right around there. So. Alright guys, that's how you install a P3 gauge in your B9 S4, S5, or A4. If you have any questions, comment down below and we'll take care of you as soon as possible. Again, stay tuned guys. Take care.